Welcome to Row J, TJC's monthly talk show about everything Jewish in the theater world. I'm your host, Meredith Gansman, coming to you from the Broadway Theater here in New York City, where the Tony Award-winning musical Fiddler on the Roof is now playing. We have a great show for you. Here's what's coming up. We'll meet some of the cast and creatives from the new revival of Fiddler at a special preview event. Joining Row J in studio is Tony Award winner Daisy Egan. Fiddler on the Roof's Adam Cantor learns an important skill for his role as Muddle the Tailor. See the new look of the nearly 2-century-old theater licensing company, Samuel French. At the Row J Roundtable, we're reviewing 2 new Arthur Miller revivals, and then we're asking a special seasonal question of the month. The tradition continues. The 5th Broadway revival of the Tony Award-winning musical Fiddler on the Roof is playing here at the Broadway Theater, and Row J returned to Anna Tevye at a recent rehearsal. How do we connect our traditions in an ever-changing world? After 50 years, one musical story of Tevye the milkman and his family in Fiddler on the Roof continues to ask that question. At the helm of the new Broadway revival of Fiddler on the Roof is the Tony Award-winning director Bartlett Sher. In approaching this musical, an adaptation of Shalom Aleicham's stories about Russian shtetl-dwelling Jews, Sher connects with his own heritage.
I'm in a little bit of a conversation with my own father, which probably a lot of people are. My father happened to be born in a shtetl in Lithuania. Came over in 1923 with my grandmother. My grandfather came first. He was a very assimilated Jewish person, so nobody knew he was Jewish because he was that generation, usually the second generation. And I have all the family stuff from there, and I have all that. So for me, it's a lot of a conversation in a way with his past.
It's about keeping the history and tradition of the musical relevant, says the musical's lyricist Sheldon Harnick.
Seeing what they've done with the 4 numbers they've done was thrilling.
Yeah.
Because they looked fresh, they looked new, they looked as though I'd never seen them before.
Take the number Matchmaker.
With no dowry, no money, no family, that be glad you got to.
The serious tone of the number, Harnick says, is unlike that of performances he has seen before, and reflects the gravity of the idea of arranged marriages for Tevye's daughters, who are no longer willing to accept their fate in this system. Alexandra Silver plays Seidel.
I think that change is a universal thing that happens all the time. Cultural change and cultural shifts are something that are not new, and they're not things that we're not talking about now, whether we're talking about Williamsburg or whether we're talking about Iran.
But this is not Silver's first foray in Fiddler on the Roof. She played Huddle in the 2007-2008 London West End revival.
And so to be able to have this sunrise-sunset moment of graduating now to the oldest daughter and telling this family story from a different perspective is beyond imagining for one lifetime.
Now taking on the role of Huddle is Samantha Massel, who says the musical's historical perspective is very timely.
It's unfortunate that we're in a world where people are still oppressed and the refugee crisis. I mean, the fact that these things are still happening makes it so relevant.
For Tony-nominated actress Jessica Hecht, who plays Tevye's wife Golda, starring in the musical posed an additional challenge. Hecht says her singing was mostly limited to participating during synagogue services.
Oh, well, I just feel like I'm making my family really happy. They keep saying, like, it is such a mitzvah that you are doing this show. Yeah. They have never been so religious as at this moment. They feel, yes, it is completely from God that I am now cast.
Playing Tevye is multi-Tony nominee Danny Burstein, who says the casting is an unbelievable honor.
I can't believe they didn't go with a TV star or a movie star and that they picked, some kid from the Bronx.
And for Burstein, the role comes after a recent health scare, where Burstein thought he might have thyroid cancer. Singing the lyrics to Life L'chaim has a much deeper meaning now, Burstein says.
It actually has opened me up in many, many ways. It is a beautiful new lease on life that I've been given.
You can see Fiddler on the Roof now at the Broadway Theater. Opening night is December 20th.